What is going on, my trophy hunting athletes? It is Snickel here, and I am back with another monthly trophy talk to just discuss my trophies and games and everything that I've been playing over the past month. And it's been quite some pretty good progress, and we've got a lot of good games coming up and everything. But this is going to be for the month of August. And again, like I said, it's been, or what am I saying? August. It's September, not August. I guess it was the games that I played in August. I don't know. Anyway, I said that wrong. It's September. We're in the month of September. I can't believe it's September already. And we are just going to be, or I'm going to just be talking about games that I've been playing. You guys know how this goes. Games I've been playing, games I plan on playing, and just any general things that I want to discuss. Or whatever comes to my mind, because I do enjoy rambling. So anyway, with all of that being said, let's get right into this. Before we move any further, if you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more trophy content like this, and let me know down in the comments below what games you guys have been playing, what progress you've been playing, or games that you're looking forward to coming out, because I know that there are a decent amount of games coming out that got announced that make me kind of excited. And if you want to tune in to any of the live streams that I do, there is a link for that down in the description below. Been trying to stream a few times a week, but with making trophy guides and everything, I find it pretty difficult to stream and make trophy guides and do everything like that. So, but I am trying. So anyway, with all that being said, let's get into this. So let's talk about what I've been playing. So I believe last time we were around here, it was like the end of August. I don't know if I talked about Hawks 2. I know that the last trophy that I earned was at the end of August. So I think we're around here. So Hawks 2, Brian and I made great progress. We ended up finishing up everything that we needed to do. So I don't know if I talked about this in the last video, but essentially what we had to do was we had to play through the entire campaign because we needed to get one mission for co-op that would make the survivor, not co-op, but one trophy for, I guess it's survival mode or something. Right here, complete any of the survival mode maps. We needed to complete the whole game in order to get one of the survival mode maps that a few guides were saying was a pretty good map to use. It turns out that that map that we were going to use was absolutely awful, so we ended up using a map from like the mid game. But with that being said, we finished the entire game. So as for this, the entire multiplayer is done, the entire single player is done. It's just finishing up a few things in the base game that are going to be pretty easy to do. We're going to play the last mission on the expert difficulty, and then I have to clean up a few things. That's just going to take time, something that can just be done on stream, but basically doing that, and then mastering the planes, and then leveling or reaching level 50, which will come as you master 15 planes. So all in all, this is just a little bit of a grind to get this done, but for the most part, I shouldn't say for the most part, but essentially the multiplayer's done, the single player's done. There's just a little bit of grinding left to get this platinum done, and I do plan on getting this done fairly soon. I'll talk about that with another game that's coming up, but I would like to do both of them just because they're fresh in my brain. I've already completed a lot of them. Might as well finish it up. But Hawks 2 is done. And I think I talked about this before, but if you guys haven't turned in, so the reason why I'm playing Hawks 2 and Hawks 1 is because the servers were supposed to go down in 2016, and they're not down, so that's pretty cool. But B, the Ubisoft servers, I said Ubisoft servers. That's a great one. Holy shit. The Ubisoft servers for strictly PS3 games was announced to be shut down, I believe, at the end of August, and I think it got postponed until the end of September. Don't take my word for that, but I think that's what ended up happening, and that was strictly games that were on the PS3, the PlayStation 3, that generation. So like the Assassin's Creed games that were on just PlayStation 3, like Brotherhood Revelations 3, those were getting shut down. I think Splinter Cell Blacklist is going to get shut down. Basically anything Ubisoft on like strictly on the PS3 is getting shut down. So like AC4 is okay, Watch Dogs 1 is okay. There's a few other games that are okay, but strictly on the PS3 we're getting shut down. So my thought was, well, if they're shutting down all these games on the PS3 that are Ubisoft, and Hawks was supposed to go down in 2016, and it's still up 6 years later, maybe I should probably do it. So that was the whole thought behind doing Hawks 1 and Hawks 2, and I had already had Hawks 2 on my list. So we started with Hawks 2, and we moved the Hawks one, and we'll get to that in a minute. But all in all, Hawks 2 is done. I just have to grind out a few things, and that'll be done. Then up next, we have the game that never stops, right? I feel like I'm always talking about this game or this franchise, which it doesn't get me, it doesn't make me upset about talking about the franchise, but, you know, this game to an extent really just, you know, it's not going to be the last time I talk about it either, because there's going to be more DLC, and eventually I'm going to play it on the PS5, so it's just inevitable that it happens. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I did go through and was able to finish up the last DLC, so that's phenomenal. I did finish up the last mastery challenges. I believe in the last video I was talking about how I was finishing the mastery challenges to put up video guides for them. Those are fully up and good to go, so that DLC was done, and then I moved into the Forgotten Saga DLC, which had me a little worried because when I was looking at the trophy rarities for the Forgotten Saga, even though it was something that just came out, I was kind of like, damn, these are all ultra rares. Like, I don't know if this is something that I really want to dive headfirst into. And I can assure you, being someone who was somewhat a fan of Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the start, dove in head first, really enjoyed it, but then kind of pulled back and had reservations about it because it was definitely grindy. There was some monotony to it. It really got boring after a while. But after playing through the entire base game, every single mastery challenge, all the DLCs, and then pulling into the Forgotten Saga here, even though I wasn't playing it back to back, I can say that the Forgotten Saga was a good change of pace for the game, and honestly very enjoyable to play through. Like, if you enjoy this game, like kind of the way this game plays from a mechanic standpoint and like parkouring and combat and things like that, you'll really enjoy the Forgotten Saga DLC because it's like a roguelike game mode in a single player environment. So it's phenomenal. To me, I think that this DLC is something that you definitely should give a chance if you're not a fan of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, if you thought Assassin's Creed Valhalla was boring and you thought the RPG aspects and everything were a little too much, I would definitely give this DLC a chance because it's something different. It's not like the rest of the game. And even if you just go and play this DLC, like, that is the only thing that I would suggest, because it's not about, you know, what upgrades you have or what gear you have and all that. You since it's roguelike, you get that stuff as you're playing through. Obviously, you can upgrade your character as you're doing each run that you're playing through, but you're not going to have to farm out to get certain weapons or certain this or certain that. Like, you're going to get that stuff as you're playing through. You kind of have to adapt to the way that you're playing. And like, to me, that is very enjoyable. Being able to adapt and do things is super enjoyable. And I made a few trophy guides for it, but to me, it's really hard to make trophy guides for roguelike games because everybody can play the game differently. I may really enjoy playing the game like hand-to-hand combat, but you may really enjoy playing with the bow and arrow. So like, your play style is going to be different from my play style. So the choices that I make going through and playing that are going to be a little bit different than the ones that you're going to pick going through. So that's just kind of how I feel about that. But I really enjoyed the DLC. I thoroughly enjoyed this DLC. And again, if you were kind of a fan of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, then I would give this DLC a chance. And if you played Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you thought like, damn, this is boring, I don't want to play this game ever again, this is really boring, I would still give it a chance because it is good. It is a good change of pace for it. And I really enjoyed it. One thing that I'm a little confused about now that I'm looking at it right now is DLC Trophy Pack 6, which is for the Mastery Challenging The Reckoning Part 2. It has 732 game owners, but the trophy percentage is 9%. I don't know how they calculate DLC percentages because, like, I've always wondered this. Like, they don't make sense to me because if 732 people own this DLC, how would they know they own the DLC without getting the trophy, right? Like, that's how I feel like you would know the own, like, the way that PSMP knows that I own a game is by if I have a trophy for that game, because it doesn't calculate 0%, so it doesn't know that I own a game if I don't have trophies. So if I own the DLC and the DLC only has one trophy, shouldn't that trophy rarity be a 100%? Because only people that are game owners are gonna have the true. I don't understand how this is calculated. 732 game owners, but it has 732 achievers. So why is this 9%? Can someone really like break that down for me? Like that ain't math. Like that's not how that works. Unless it's calculating it off of total DLC owners. Unless it's calculating it off of this DLC. Like somehow it's tied to this one. But then that would be like 10, that would be under or over 10%. Unless it's calculated off of like the highest DLC owner. I don't know, man. This shit is what? Like, how are these calculated? Like, so this is a 4.5%, 1,280 game owners, but it's got 486 achievers. Bro, I don't know how this shit's calculated. My brain ain't ready for all this math right now. I left work. I'm not trying to deal with math right now. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Yeah. So that gets Assassin's Creed Valhalla back to 100%. I think they're going to have one more DLC from what I've heard, like a final chapter. Who knows if it's going to have trophies? I'm kind of hoping it doesn't, but, you know, knowing Ubisoft, it probably will. But that's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Then up next, we have Ashura, The Last Shogun. This is the newest Gilson B. Pontes game. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This was something that I played when I got it, and then I kind of put it down for a while because I wasn't playing it for like a month or so, and then I went back to it. I wasn't really sure how to beat the game, honestly, but I figured that out a little while in, but we just went through and cleaned it up. The only thing that really sucks about this game is it's like RNG, but it doesn't even tell you like who you're fighting. So like you may need like this enemy right here, but like the game isn't going to tell you that like that you're fighting that enemy. So you have no idea who you're fighting. And then on top of it, like it's just takes forever to fight the enemies. And man, it just drove me crazy. Honestly, it just drove me crazy. I'm glad I got it done. But I got to get my man's games done every single year because he gives them to me. But like, man, what an experience. That's all I'll say. If you want really interesting game experiences, like play Gilson games, man. They'll really make you take a whole different perspective on any other game that you play. Because you'll be like, oh, this is how bad games can be? Oh, okay. Yeah. I really enjoy my games that I play. That's kind of the perspective that it gives me. Then up next, we have Discovery Tour Viking Age. Now, this is the Discovery Tour for, you guessed it, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You thought we were done talking about it on this episode? Well, we're not. We're back in it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, standalone DLC expansion thing, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is basically as it states, this is the Discovery Tour for the game, which was included in other Assassin's Creed games. Like, I think in Origins, it was a DLC that just had a few trophies, the Discovery Tour Ancient Egypt. And then I don't know if Odyssey had a Discovery Tour DLC. I honestly don't remember. It had a Discovery Tour, but I don't think it had trophies, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's a standalone for Valhalla. Now that I look at Odyssey, I remember when this additional feats DLC came out, and these trophies would literally release, like, one trophy would release, like, every few weeks in, like, an update. It was really cool. Honestly, it was a really, really cool feature. I knocked out a few of them in one day. I think, like, the first 5 came out in one launch, and then they slowly came out, like, a little bit after that. Actually, did more come out? Maybe I waited. I do remember these came out, like, one at a time, though. It was kind of cool. But, yeah, this was exactly what any of the other Discovery Tours is like. You just walk around, you know, you read some history, you do a few quests. I think there's like 6 or 7. There might be more than that. Maybe like 10 quests in the game, not even 8 maybe. Very easy. Take like 30 minutes to an hour to do a quest. Sometimes less than that. And then as you're doing the quest, there's these little like markers that you can look at, and they give you information, and you have to do all of, they're called learnings. You have to do them all, and you can see there's a trophy for completing all of them, and then doing all the quests, and then doing photo mode, and then petting a cat, which is like kind of not missable because, you know, it's in a quest. And you kind of have to interact with the cat in order to progress through the quest. But all in all, kind of enjoyable, I guess. It was a no combat game, so essentially you just walk through. You were able to parkour and do all of this other stuff and kind of jump from all these different areas and not die. But for the most part, nothing too crazy, but, you know, pretty enjoyable to see the history aspect of the game. And it also gives you insight on Um, it gives you insight on how things were developed as well. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's kind of interesting. And not a lot of people own it, which is kind of weird. Only 29 game owners with 22 people 100%ing it. Very strange. Very strange. Probably because it costs $20, which is stupid. Why the hell does this cost money? Maybe $5. A $5. Throw me a $5, huh? But yeah, we got that done. And then after that, we played a little game called Grand Prix Racing, which, let me tell you, is quite the shit show. It was quite the experience. Let me just say that. I love playing these shit games every once in a while, but this one was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Luckily, it only took me around an hour to get 50 minutes or so, so it wasn't it didn't take too much time, but it was a real stinker. You had to win 5 races, and then you had to, for 6 other races, you had to come in second or third place. So you had to get the, I hate how they word it, 6th time second or third place. Which isn't too difficult. It was pretty easy to do. The AI is pretty stupid, but if you see this game for cheap and you want to fast 100%, I mean, it's not like, Radalika fast, and it's not a platinum, but it was interesting. I like my poopy games. Then up next, we have a game that I moved to that Brian and I are going to end up finishing up soon, but it's MLB 19 The Show. Pretty easy game. You could see by their ratings here, it's an 8 out of 10, three playthroughs and 150 hours. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I probably put maybe 10 hours into the game, and I have everything done. Now, I know the big player in this game is the Welcome to the Chip, which requires you to reach a championship division in ranked seasons in Diamond Dynasty, but there's a way to do it. I'm not going to talk about that way until I get it done myself, but all in all, really enjoyable game, great game, and that gets me, it's getting me closer to doing the MLB games that I can do. I don't want to, it makes me feel some sort of way that you can't do sports games anymore. Is that wrong of me to feel that way? I really feel some sort of way that you can't. Because, I would love to go back and do all of these games, and I've always told myself, if I get done every single MLB game, and I stay up to date with it every year, and I want to play a random MLB game, I'm going to go back and play these. And I've said this about every sports game. I'm going to go back and play these unobtainable games. I will put them on my list. I don't give a fuck about having unobtainables. I will put these on my list, and I will earn literally every single trophy except the ones that I can. And I'll move on with my day, because a lot of these have really hard trophies to get. So, you're going to get trophies and you're going to get ultra rares by just doing this. This game in and of itself has 13 ultra rares. Now, mind you, 1, 2, 3 of those ultra rares are unobtainable, but that's 10 more ultra rares that you can get. And you're going to get completion percentage because you're going to be able to get all these, and it's going to boost your completion percentage. So I just think that it's a fun thing to do. And the older show games actually had some pretty difficult stuff to do. You can see right here, throw a no-hitter versus the CPU on all-star difficulty or higher. That's kind of hard. Hit 2 home runs in a single road to the show game in all-star or higher difficulty. That's pretty hard. Strike out 10 batters in a single road to the show game on all-star or higher. That's pretty hard. The thing is, you can set your difficulty. When most of these sports games, what you can do is you can set your difficulty higher. You can set it to all-star difficulty, but then you can bomb your sliders down so that basically the CPU can't hit it, or you're able to hit really good. It's still kind of difficult to play because timing and stuff is more of a factor, but you can kind of adjust the game to make it a little easier. But I've always said that about games, especially the Tiger Woods the old Tiger Woods games. I have a majority of them on my list, and I'm I would love to go back and play them and just get every single trophy, the ones that I can get, and move on with my day. Even though I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's really stupid. Why would you do that?" Because I just want to play every game. I don't know what to say. And I've never seen anybody do that. I've never seen anyone play old games and do everything in the game that they can other than the unobtainable trophies. Because no one wants to put unobtainables on their list. Who wants to do that? But, if I want to play a game, I'm going to play that game, right? Looks like you can still do MLB 14 and 15 on the Vita. On the Vita. I didn't even know those came out on the Vita. But I've been trying to stay up on all of them ever since we started playing 17 back in 2021. So we have 17, 18. We're going to be doing 19. 19 is the last super hard one to do. And then 20, 21, and 22 are all super easy. And if you want to know, I'll probably end up stacking them. I mean, just because I like baseball and they fun. But that's only got a few more trophies, and we'll be done with that. And then up last, well, actually not up last, because I have another game to talk about that I haven't earned trophies in yet. But now we have Tom Clancy's Hawks. So Hawks 1. Brian and I did play Hawks 1. We did start playing Hawks 1, and we were able to finish everything in the multiplayer other than 3 trophies that we needed additional people for, which we're going to be doing in the next few days. But what we actually started to do was we started to play through the campaign, because you have to play through the campaign on elite difficulty, and playing through the campaign online on elite difficulty actually makes it stupid easy, because when you're playing co-op online for the campaign, you basically can't fail the missions. It's impossible to fail the missions other than if you run out of some sort of timer. So you can die all you want. You and your partner can die all you guys want to. You'll never fail the mission unless the timer runs out. So, or like something gets damaged enough. But we've played 12 of, like, I think the 18 or 19 missions. It goes up to 18 here, but I'm pretty sure it's 19. We played 12 of the 19, I'll say, missions. And we've had 0 issues on any of them. Like, not even close to having an issue. Knock on wood. But we've had 0 issues on any of them. But we're just playing through the campaign. We probably have one more night of playing through the campaign, and then we're going to get those last few random trophies. And then when we beat the campaign, that'll basically get us this trophy, this trophy, this trophy, and then I'll have to reach level 40 and then fly a Mach 2 for 1 hour in campaign, and then that'll basically be it. So the goal is going to be, once we get done the campaign and the multiplayer, I'm going to finish out grinding out everything that I need for Hawks 1, and then we'll do Hawks 2. We'll just do them back-to-back just to get them done, because I'll have both of the multiplayers done. I'll have recently have played them. Might as well just knock them out and move on with my day. But really, I really enjoyed this game. For some reason, this game visually looks better and runs better than the second one, in my personal opinion. You guys can be the judge on that when we tune in for a stream or when I put the video up. You can 100% be the judge yourself, but to me, this game looks better and runs better than the second one, which I really don't understand. I think they only came out like a year apart. That one was 2009. Hawks 2 was 2010. Yeah, so a year apart. Kind of crazy for a sequel. And then we never saw anything for, 12 years now? It's pretty cool. But, yeah, really enjoying the game. The only thing I'll say about this game compared to Hawks 2 is the multiplayer in and of itself for this game is definitely more difficult than Hawks 2. And it's not more difficult on the fact of, like, a difficulty standpoint. It's more difficult on the fact of, like, RNG, because you're going to see down here that there's a lot of trophies for, like, score a cannon kill while having radar suppression active, or scoring a kill with the cannon while the enemy has missile suppression active. When you read that stuff, you're like, oh, that's easy. I'll just activate that shit. Because if you played the second game, you know that you can put abilities on your plane and you just activate the abilities and move on. No. That's not how it works in this game. You don't put abilities on the planes. You just randomly get the abilities from, like, kill streaks and stuff. So you have no control over what abilities you're going to get. You have no control over the abilities that your teammates or your opponents are going to get. So it's kind of luck of the draw to be able to get everything and have all that stuff work. And that's why all those trophies are, like, stupid rare, because you have to have that patience to be able to do it. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of that or I'm not, because some trophies could take 5 minutes, other trophies could take 5 seconds. And a great example of that is this trophy right here, Sitting Ducks. This trophy right here, Sitting Ducks, took Brian and I think 3 sessions for me to get it, but then Brian got it in 5 minutes once it was his turn. And I think that just came from the knowledge of how to do it, but also, like, it was just crazy. Like, it took me maybe, 3 hours to get, and it took Brian 5 minutes. But again, that just comes from the luck of the draw of getting the EMP and doing all of that, and just praying that you can get the things that you need to get and that it'll actually work out. But all in all, we're moving through. We only have 3 more actual multiplayer trophies, and then we have the rest of the campaign to finish up, and we have until the end of the month. So we have about 2 weeks to get it done. Hopefully we can finish it up this weekend. That would be the goal. And then we will be moving, grooving, and we'll be done Hawks 1 and Hawks 2. And the last game that I'm going to talk about that I do not have up because I did not earn trophies in it yet is Knack. I did start Knack. I am playing through right now. So the thing is, I'm playing through on an alt account at the moment on my other account, because I am making trophy guides for it, and there were a few trophies that I already earned, that being Professional Intruder and Big Throw, that I wanted to make guides for. So I am going to be, and then Hoarder as well. I am going to be playing through. I'm playing through on an alt account to get to those. I think I need to get to chapter 7, and I'm in chapter 5 right now for Big Throw. So once we get Big Throw, I'm going to play back through and do Hoarder, and then from there we're just going to move back to my main account, and then I'll play through the rest on my main account. But I am playing through. I'm actually really enjoying the game. It's kind of, honestly, it's kind of difficult. Like, if you want me to be honest with you, compared to like what you're kind of used to, just playing on like normal difficulty, it's not really like super forgiving, and it is it's kind of difficult. But once you learn things and you learn to master things, it is pretty satisfying as well. But I'm really looking forward to playing through the game. I think so. It is it's almost an ultra rare platinum, which is kind of crazy, but it's because it was a plus game. What am I doing? So the hardest thing is beating all chapters on very hard difficulty, and then defeating all bosses using Diamond Knack, and achieving 5-star ranks in all time attack stages. So I mean, it's not too difficult. I think Knack 2 is actually significantly easier. So this is going to be something where, like, when I finish Knack 1, I'll kind of look at it and be like, okay, do I want to do Knack 2 right after, or do we want to wait? Because it would only be one more game in the series to get it done, or do we go into something else? Because there are a lot of other things that I want to play, and we'll talk about that now. So anyway, that's what I've been playing. It's been super eventful. I've been making a lot of progress. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been enjoying getting back into things, streaming, making guides, doing all that stuff. I've really been enjoying it. So let's talk about what I plan on playing in the upcoming weeks for the rest of September, moving into October. So step number 1 is finishing up that Hawks 1 multiplayer, and then eventually moving in and finishing up the Hawks 1 and Hawks 2 Platinums. That's going to be the number 1 goal throughout the month, is to do that. The next thing is finishing up, or at least doing the multiplayer for MLB 19 The Show, giving me the ability to platinum that whenever I want to. So being able to get those 3 games done will be quite the push, but I probably won't get that until early October, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But that's kind of the goal there. And then from a single player standpoint, or games that I'm playing and not boosting, kind of off stream and everything, I'm going to be playing through Knack, doing full collectible and trophy guides on that. So that'll be my main focus. And then once Brian and I get done MLB 19 The Show, we are going to move over and do our next game to play is going to be Anthem. So we're going to be doing Anthem. That's our next game, as a service game, and then we may throw in there just to finish it up RE6 on the PS4, because Brian and I both, I think, are done everything other than the Siege DLC, which we started like 2.5 years ago. So we'll probably go back and try to finish that up randomly, just because it's something that's just been sitting there. Might as well finish it up. Eventually, at some point, I do want to play through and do every single RE game, like every stack and everything, other than possibly Revelations on the Vita. I would love to go through and do RE5 twice, RE6 twice, Revelations 1 and 2 twice. I would love to do 7 twice, 2 twice, 3 twice, 8 twice. I want to do them all twice. 4 twice. I guess 4 is going to be 3 times, because we're going to get it on the we're going to get that remake. But that I would love to do. I would love to do all of them, but I know the biggest pushes is definitely 5 and 6 on for the multiplayer, other than that. And then I guess if you're going to do Umbrella Corps and then Operation Raccoon City, I think Revelations might have some bullshit as well. But yeah. Wait, it's kind of crazy though, because like, look, so Revelations on the PS3 has 51 trophies. I think all this stuff is multiplayer, maybe raid mode. But then Revelations on the PS4 has 56 trophies. It has 5 more trophies. That's kind of crazy. I wonder what they added. I would have to compare that, but I wonder what they added. I wonder if the second one's like that. So the second one, Revelations 2 on the PS4 has 44, and on the PS3 it has 44. So it's the same. What did they add? Dude, that's crazy. I've never realized that. That's actually crazy. Did they do the same thing for 59, 59, 45, 45, 33, 33, 50, 50? So they're all the other ones are the same. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I never even realized that. But yeah, so anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So next game as a service that Brian and I are going to be playing over the next few weeks is going to be Anthem. We're going to try to finish that up or start that and get through that. I'm actually kind of excited to play that. And that'll probably become like the mainstream game that I play. That is one of the things that I like. That's one of the reasons I like playing games as a service games as well, is because it gives me something to play on stream when I'm making guides for other games, because it's really difficult and I really don't like to do it. I don't like making guides while I'm streaming. Like, I kind of like to make the guides while I'm not streaming and then stream games that I'm finishing up, or like games as a service games or things I'm grinding out or something like that, or when I'm getting a platinum. Like, those are the things I like to stream. So when I'm, solely focusing on one game to play through and do guides for, it's kind of hard for me to like pick a game to stream. I have a bunch of games downloaded on my PS4 and stuff that I will play if I ever wanted to, but like on stream specifically. But it can be kind of like cumbersome to make guides and stream at the same time, which is why I don't do it. But yeah, so Anthem is going to be the next game after MLB 19 the show, and then RE6, and then we've got a few other games, but I'm going to hold off on talking about those games until the time comes. The only hint that I'll give you is one of the games is going down in February, and that's going to be the game that we play after Anthem. So we kind of need to blow through Anthem so we can get to that game and get that done. But it's on the PS4 and the PS5, but we're going to be playing the PS5 version. So that's what's going on there. When I get done, so with the announcement of the new Assassin's Creed game Mirage coming out, which, by the way, super stoked for. I'm super stoked for all of the new Assassin's Creed stuff, talking about Operation Red or whatever it is in feudal Japan that's supposed to have its own multiplayer. Like, I'm super excited for everything that I've been seeing with Assassin's Creed, because it seems like they're listening to people and they're pulling away from the RPG stuff, which I love. I love that. But with all of that news, it's really got me thinking on like what I want to play, because I really want to play the old Assassin's Creed games, like the Ezio trilogy, and I would love to work through and do every single Assassin's Creed game, because that's a goal that I've set for myself internally that I want to do at some point in my lifetime. So I would love to go through and play every single Assassin's Creed game and get all of them done. But with me playing Knack and then also doing the ABC on the PS3, which, by the way, has not gone away, and then also doing the rotation of games, which, by the way, has not gone away, and then playing games as a service, it's kind of hard to kind of sneak them in where I want to. So what I might do is, when I get done Knack, the next thing that I'll focus on after doing Knack might just be Assassin's Creed games. We'll see how I feel, but I might put the rotation games away for the time being, just because I've been having like the biggest craving to go back and play like AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, 4, like basically all the OG AC games. I've been having like the biggest craving to go back and play them. So I might do that at some point, very, very soon. I think the first game that I'll probably end up playing, which is not tied to that at all, is going to be Assassin's Creed Chronicles on the Vita, because my plan is to do like Chronicles on the Vita, and then like, I don't know, I want to get the 2 other Chronicle games done as fast as possible, but also I don't want to play them back to back, because I don't want to think about doing things to myself. So like, I don't want to do that. So I want to start with like the worst one probably. So Chronicles on the Vita would be like where I would probably start, and then yeah, we'll move from there. But I know that I was doing the franchise rotation of like Hitman and Star Wars. I might do like Assassin's Creed and Hitman, or Assassin's Creed and Star Wars, or like I'll do like Assassin's Creed and then Hitman and then Assassin's Creed and Star Wars, just because I really want to play the old AC games. But I've been trying to really clean my list up and do things, and Knack was a game that was requested on stream by mainly Brian, but by everybody, because Brian paid for it with his gabagool. So yeah, and plus I was playing a bunch of other things at the time. Like, when I look back, I was playing like let me go back. Like, if we look back to like when because if you guys don't know, I was kind of out of it for a little while for personal reasons, out of like gaming and stuff, in like basically like December and January, I was kind of out of it, and then I hopped back in January, and from there, like I cleaned up a few things. I started the ABC on the PS3. We started another games as a service. I started playing other games, and Elden Ring came out, and then Everybody's golf was going down, so I played that, and I was sprinkling some things in here and there, and then the Killzone stuff got announced to be shut down, and then the Ubisoft stuff got announced to shut down. So like it's just been like piling on top of all these like shutdowns and things like that. So it's been kind of hard to get back into like the ABC, because people have been asking me that, like, well, where did the ABC go? Where did the PS3 ABC list go? Where did your franchise rotation go? And it's like, I promise you it didn't go anywhere. I just have like so many other things going on with servers being shut down that like it's just getting postponed for a little bit. It will come back. It's just getting postponed for a little bit. So that's what's going on there. But that's what I have been playing. That's what I plan on playing. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I don't think I have anything else to talk about in this. Like I said, there's been a bunch of stuff that's been announced. I know with like Assassin's Creed and like God of War and everything, I'm definitely planning on playing Assassin's Creed Mirage day one. I'm planning on playing God of War Ragnarok day one, or close to day one. There's a lot of new games that I definitely plan on playing day one that I've pre-ordered. I know like Skull and Bones is coming out on the PS5. I definitely want to play that like pretty close to launch, because I've been following that game for a while, even though it's not what it used to be. I think it's going to be something that's going to be more enjoyable to play, if you want me to be completely honest, because original Skull and Bones was kind of like For Honor, but with ships. That's what they kind of made it sound like. And For Honor has kind of died out. No one really wants shit like that anymore. And I was like, it'd be awesome if Ubisoft just took Skull and Bones and made like a proper pirate game, because that's something that's completely missing in all of gaming, is a proper pirate game. And it seems like that's what we're actually going to get with exploration and things like that. So I'm pretty excited to play that. But there's a lot of games that I plan on playing. But also there's a lot of games that I want to finish up and do. But we'll keep moving through. I'll keep making the guides. I'll keep making the videos. I'll keep streaming as much as I can. As long as you guys turn out, that's all that matters to me. And we'll keep playing things, and we'll keep getting things done. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what games you guys have been playing down in the comments below. I love to read through all those. And down in the description below, you'll find links to all sorts of stuff. My Twitter, my Twitch, an Instagram that I made. A bunch of things. So if you want to go follow me on any of that stuff, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. And I hope to see you all around sometime soon.